Hello everyone. Today I am here to extend my lesson plan from shape and space to symmetrical and asymmetrical spaces. This lesson plan I have been meet with my friend Shivali. She is my colleague, and she and I we choose the similar topic. Like she told the basics of symmetrical and asymmetricals, symmetrical especially. Then I extend it by introducing the asymmetrical thing also. So this is my Google Classroom where I been made everything. I have been added these things to my Google Classroom in the addition of my previous classroom I have been made. So we will start with the introduction of symmetrical and asymmetrical. So, I want to say that symmetrical and asymmetrical, if we know that symmetrical means that both sides are something are identical, then it should be easy to learn that asymmetrical means the opposite. The two sides are different in some way. Asymmetrical things are regular and crooked and don't match up perfectly, then folded in half. This is the basic thing which I told my students so that they are able to pursue it further. So I will start it with the introduction. So I will open this. Okay, with the symmetric and asymmetric figure. So in this, I will open this with the first one. Yeah, this one. Okay, here's so first of all, I told about the asymmetric because symmetrical is already told by my friend Shivali in her lesson plan. So I was focused on asymmetric. So an object that is not symmetric is said to be asymmetric. That means that an asymmetric object cannot be divided into identical halves. After that, I told about this thing, a figure or shape that can be divided into two equal parts. It and when we line, I just revised the symmetric so that student will not forget what is symmetric thing. So after that, I told again about the shape and object that are regular and did not resemble each other when divided into two parts are called asymmetric. I added a beautiful picture here so that my students will be able to distinguish between symmetric and asymmetric perfectly. Then I add this portfolio for grade 4 in which I tell everything about it. And here is the PDF because sometimes students are not comfortable with the video, so I posted both PDF and like the video format. So this is my video format of my lesson plan, you can say. Let's start with this. So this is the beginning of my lesson plan, my agenda, then introduction, objective, definition, evaluation. Then introduction, this lesson can include the objectives. Just wait a minute. Okay, so this lesson plan includes the objective and exclusion of the lesson, teaching students how to figures and count all the lines of symmetry in a given shape that has been already covered by my friend. Then draw one or more line of symmetry in a two-dimensional shape, recognize a symmetrical two-dimensional object, and create a symmetrical 2D shape of demonstrate your understanding of line symmetry, determine the differences between symmetrical and asymmetrical 2D shapes. So I already told my students that any shape or object that has been two equal parts, when we cut into two equal halves, the two parts appears exactly similar after they are cut into two equal halves. These are called symmetrical shape, and the lines that divide the shape is called the symmetry. And also same, if we are unable to half any figure in the two equal half, then it is not symmetrical. So my next slide include my objective. So according to the Saskatchewan syllabus, I choose two or three objectives: determine whether a shape has a line symmetry, then identify the draw lines of symmetry and count lines of symmetry. So far, we have learned how to draw lines of symmetry onto shapes of figure and how to count the number of lines of asymmetric shape or a figure has. Let's start it. Okay, so here's I explain about what is asymmetrical shape. Some shapes do not have any lines of symmetry. These shapes are called asymmetrical. It does not matter how you fold an asymmetrical shape. The two halves just won't match. Then an object that is not symmetric is said to be asymmetric. That means that an asymmetric object cannot be divided into identical halves. After that, I explain sort a set of two-dimensional space as symmetrical and non-asymmetrical. So symmetry sorting. So first of all, I wanna explain my children like I want to know that they know how to find a difference between how to recognize an asymmetric figure. So I just provide them a similar example like that is symmetry sorting involving sorting picture shapes and letters into a symmetrical and non-symmetrical sets. So I just after that I just give them a figure just to check their knowledge. Do these figures have any symmetry? I just want to know, provoke their previous knowledge. So I just ask them first try divide these images evenly so that one side can reflect the other. Then obviously student try and then I ask them, can you draw a line of symmetry for any of these images? Obviously the answer is no, therefore none of these images have a line of symmetry. After that, I provide an example of symmetrical shapes of found in environment and identify the lines of symmetry. For that, then I told them symmetry was as a taught to humans by nature itself. A lot of flower and most of the animals are symmetric in nature. I just want to correlate the things with the real life. This is the reason I provided this. Then I give some examples. Tree reflected crystal clear water and towering mountains are reflected in a lake. The feathers of a peacock and the wings of butterflies and dragonflies have identical left and right sides. Hives of honeybees are made of hexagonal shape which is symmetric in nature. Snowflakes in winter have all three lines of symmetry. And then I told about them horizontal and vertical line, but the horizontal and vertical line are already like explained by Shivali, so I didn't focus too much on that. But still, I just give a definition so that they have been a little bit revision of that. Horizontal, if horizontal line divides an object into two identical halves, called horizontal. If a vertical line divides into object into two identical half, it is called a vertical line of symmetry. Then the main thing I introduce here is the diagonal line of symmetry. It is if a diagonal line divides an object into two identical half, it is called as diagonal line of symmetry. That means the diagonal lines of symmetry ideas of goes sideways of slanting in an object. Then I give all the three examples because I don't want to confuse them. This is the reason I just provide all three images again so that they can distinguish between all the three things. Then I simply ask which of the following letter of the alphabet have a horizontal and vertical line of symmetry so that I just want to confirm that whatever I'm teaching them, they are able to get that. Then I just show this picture to them so that they are able to found it. Found it clearly. Then numbers of line of symmetry. Then yeah, I just provide them like two or three line of symmetry has been already told by Shivali. Then I move little bit further. In that I just ask about the four line of symmetry and five lines of symmetry. I just give them example of star and the other figure. Then they get to so that they get to know that there are more than two line of symmetry, three, four, and five. Then I provide this figures example to them so that they are able to know how to do this. Then I have a small activity for them. That this activity I will explain in the Google Classroom. Then we will then this is done. Okay, so we are coming back to our Google Classroom now. After that I just provide them After that, I just provide them about these lines of symmetry, whatever these are. The first topic is types of lines of symmetry. Here the lines of symmetry is I just give some examples what is the lines of symmetry. Then number of lines of symmetry in shape, that has been already teach by Shivali, but I just give little bit some sort of example. Then I ask about them. Excess of symmetry is common in two-dimensional geometric shapes has been given as. So I just provide them this example. I already presented in the figure. Then I ask about the vertical and the horizontal one, because these two things are already explained by Shivali. Then the main thing I execrate here is the diagonal one. Then I provide this kind of figure and give them the definition. A diagonal line of symmetry divides an item into two identical halves when it is a skew or diagonal line. As an illustration, I will provide the diagonal summary. Then I just give them a little bit the definition of whole tree, a small figure, so that they get to know what is going here. So we can say that an object can have a multiple lines of symmetry. Some other example of shapes that have multiple lines of symmetry are circles and rectangles. Lines of symmetry can help children understand and create patterns. It teaches a sense of balance and order and opens them up to a natural world where symmetry abounds. Insect, seashells, and leaves, to name a few. Then I again provide them the same example I provided in the figure, like how they can relate into the real life, that has been already explained to you. Then how many lines of symmetry are there? I just, these are the three my brainstorm question. I just want to know, like they know this thing or not. I will just ask the question first, then I will I give the answer also, so that they have some type of idea that if they are giving the right answer or not. So another question is, how many lines of symmetrical does circle have? Then how do you find the line of symmetry of you can say for a shape? How to find the line of symmetry for a shape? Then the answer is fold the shape so that one has an identical to the other half. The line along which you have folded can be called a line of symmetry. There can be more than such line of symmetry. So this is just a brainstorming question, so that they are, I just want to sure that they are learning something. Okay, then here I just provide a small Google form to them. Okay, um, just this is the normal Google form I just created here. Which of the following numbers has two line symmetry, so that they find it like little bit interesting. They will not find it boring. So this is the reason I put it here. Then I have put fun and quiz here. Um, let's open this. So this one is the Kahoot one. If they will click on this, they will directly link to this. And these are the questions for this. How many types of symmetrical do have given figure have? So this is the figure you will see in the green form. Then there is another question, identify whether the given line of symmetry in a vertical or horizontal, there is a figure. Then some other like this, there are three questions more. Then such kind of things I provided to them. And then I put the rubrics over there of Kahoot and the Google form of both, so that students have an idea like how they have to respond, because they are evaluating also. So this is all my lesson plan. I'm looking for a great things here. I got many of the reviews in my previous class, like because this is for the grade 4 students. So the question asked by my colleague, the review given by my colleague is that put some easy stuffs here so that they are easily accessible to them. This is the reason I kept everything in the mind, and according to their review, I just make my this lesson plan over there, which is which I'm looking for a, I'm thinking that this is something good thing which I found it here. Okay, so this that's all about my classroom, Google Classroom. Let's hope for the best, and thank you for listening me. Thank you. All the best.